All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the Hebrew Israelites back, with another Saturday count. Before we get started, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Kakodash.
double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, safety, much love, and blessing to the occupant across the four corners of the earth that are pushing out this truth and sincerity and putting their life on the line to do so. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. All right? So, man, we're just going to get straight into the scriptures.
This is Matthew 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other.
All right, so in this, coming into the knowledge, we understand that, we either have to, serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai full-heartedly, or just stay in the world, and do the things of the world. There's no gray areas. The scriptures also tell you that the Lord ready you be not cold nor hot, lukewarm. You have to be cold or hot, and that's the sentiment in which we live our day to day. Now, you have in the news these guys trying to step outside their boundaries, man, and do both. These celebrities, they want to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and teach the people that they're Israelites on their platform, but then again, they want to hold on to the gifts and goodies that the world has to offer. When the scriptures say, reread it, because it don't work like that. You either serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai full-heartedly, or just, be of the world, man. Ain't no in between. Sure. Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other.
Yep, so either you're going to hate Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and love the world, or vice versa, man. And if you know what's best for you, hey, you'll say, fuck the world, man, and come serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and let Esau throw all the haymakers at you that he will, man, but take it on the chin and know that you're serving a higher power, and the benefits of serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai are going to far exceed those benefits of the world, man. And we're a true testament of that, because the men you see before us, we've lost certain opportunities. Men had dreams, goals, and aspirations in the world that they wanted to be. But once we heard this calling, we dropped all that, man, and came up and picked up our cross and started serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, full-heartedly, And we know coming from the world is not just going to be instantaneous thing, man. This is a work in progress coming to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But it's important to strip off that old man as much as possible, man, and as frequent as possible. And renewing of your mind daily, man. You have to relearn certain things, man. And strip off all the old that this guy has taught us, man. Even from inception, man. We've been brought up in the world that teaches us our precious doctrine and expect us to succeed in it. And when we don't, they throw us in jail. They reprimand us. Or whatever the case may be. When this system in which we live in was not set up for us to work anyway. What the scriptures tell you that arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
Yeah, Michael 10.
Michael 2 and 10. That's not physically, man. That's saying, hey, strip off all that old man, that bullshit that the word has taught you, man, and renew your mind, man. And depart from this place spiritually, man. Got more on that.
Basically getting your mind out of it, because it's not going to work out for you in the latter end.
That's what it all boils down to, man. No matter how much Esau dangled that goddamn cheese in front of you, you're never going to obtain it, man. Mm-hmm. So it's just let it go, man.
It's also likened unto a carrot and a horse. They put that carrot in front of that horse, and that horse accelerates at an aggressive pace, and it'll never get that carrot. And it's the same thing with the system, which they coined it as what? The American dream. Yeah. Now, a dream can be a hallucination, so to speak. It can be an optical illusion. You in a dream, and you in your certain REM sleep, and your thoughts are just all over the goddamn, planet Earth. And it might be on other planets, depending on where you're dreaming. Exactly. But then, you have certain people that wake up and they buy into those dreams, and it's the same thing with the American dream. That's why the scripture says that dreams are really deceptive. Look at Martin's dream, which that was all in the form of deceit. That's one amongst many dreams that Jake has. That basically ends up in a failure.
Exactly. And and it's a revolving door. You know, like the brother mentioned, MLK, they still coming in that marching sentiment, bro. It's not working. You know, drop that shit, man. Come and serve your hot box outside. If you know what's best for you.
I got a precept too.
Okay, keep going, bro. Come.
Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon.
Yeah, point blank period. And a lot of guys like to serve mammon. They all about getting the bag, you know. They all about running the sack up. When it's not about them, man. You should be running your spiritual coins up, man. So when it's come time for the Lord to cash in, and you'll have a sufficient amount, man. You know what I mean? You got some bars off?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Going into those dreams. This is Deuteronomy 13. Let's see. Start at verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign of the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. But yeah, which the American dream, that's really worshipped as a god, because it's what? An image. The word idol goes into an image. See, they would erect images. As people know today, idols are plaques. You know, back in the ancient world, like you had the Dagon, the statue of Dagon, that would be an idol, which was an image that the people worship. But you also have images that are ideologies. The American dream, that's the idol, man. That's why you have this show, which is, I'm pretty sure it's still going on to this day, American Idol, which is, you know, really goes into idol worship. But it says, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your power proves you to know whether you love the Lord your power with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after the Lord your power and fear him, and keep his commandments and obey his voice. And you shall serve him and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn with you away from the Lord your power. Hey, and we have a prime example in today's time. Everybody knows one of the top so-called blacks in our time, MLK. And MLK got assassinated. Was he Alabama, if I'm not mistaken? Memphis. That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Memphis, because I actually went to Memphis. And I didn't go to the actual building where he got assassinated, but they'll have that on display. You can actually go there and you can see I think he was on the top balcony, right, when he got hit. You can actually see it, you know, get his wig split. You know, the area where he got his wig. I mean, just keeping it, you know, which I think he's from Georgia. He's from Atlanta, right? You know, I think you go to his mansion. I went to it, if I'm not mistaken, not the mansion, but where his
Memorial of
wherever he dwelled at here in Georgia. But he grew up in that dream, and then he went through the Boule Society. He started to grow up, and he had an image for blacks, which wasn't the image that the Lord wanted us to fall up under. That's right. The true image is Yahweh Shai, and that's why see a lot of Jakes got choked up when Apostle Bar said Yahweh Shai is an idol, because what? It's an image. The scriptures speak about false images, but it's an icon. Like Yahweh Shai, you know, is an image, but you said we worship in spirit and in truth. You know, but a lot of Jakes got caught up in that. But the point is really where it says the prophet or the dreamer of dreams shall be put to death, because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to trust thee out of the way which the Lord thy power commanded thee to walk in. So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. Yep. But that's really the main point. And it's actually a couple scriptures that speak about certain men that arise with these false dreams, you know, and then they'll lead, which they, in today's, what Yahweh spoke about in Matthew 24, they're going to call them false anointeds, you know, false messiahs that's going to arise. You have your Lewis, Minister Farrakhan, you know, your Marcus Garvey with the Garvite movements. These were pretty iconic Jakes, I would say, as we know. Toussaint Louverture, the Haitian Revolution, which I think he was in a witchcraft, you know, that probably helped him take the damn French out, you know. But all those different guys, they had a plan, but it wasn't backed by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
I got this definition of the American dream. It says the ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. You'll never reach that, man. You'll never reach equality to the so-called white man in his own society.
You can reread that?
Yeah. This is just a Google search of what is the American dream. It says the ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved.
What the hell is white privilege?
Exactly. That's the American dream. You know, you'll never have so-called white privilege, man, as being a so-called Israelite in this society, man. Mm-hmm. And why would you want to be equal to the so-called white man anyway? Somebody got a rule. We all can't be on the same playing field. Who's going to tell who what to do? Who's going to be the authoritative figure in the land, man? Well, you know,
that ideology or that philosophy of the American dream is really just to keep the prisoners happy. Because really, even these American white people, they don't really have true white privilege. You know, this is really a massive prison camp. So, you know how they like, what was that movie, Maze Runner, or where it was like wicked is good? Mm-hmm. They always try to hit you with propaganda sayings to keep you going. Like,
keep you hypnotized.
Keep you hypnotized. Because really, that's not for anybody.
Right.
You know, only a handful of people really get to enjoy America for what it is.
Yeah, another good one. I think They Live, We Sleep.
That's
you know, Dark Tower. When Apostle Ramla was down here, you know, he put us on that movie Dark Tower.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it had Dark Tower and Dark City, but one of them, the dude went out and he was the only one that was up, and everybody goddamn was asleep. Literally, everybody was asleep. It was a certain time of the day. And all those demons start roaming. That's a good ass movie. Those demons start roaming and basically bugging everybody out. But it was only a few people. Divergent shows you that, which we always go into. We always go into these same, those are all, they have patterns to them. These directors, they get into these works, they get into the scriptures, then they get into the certain literature. They read those certain books, or if they read the book, certain people read it from the Bible and took the spin. Whether it was directly or indirectly, it was inspired by the Lord. Then they'll put it out in media, and which we could catch it because our eyes is open through the. Scripture says, "Anoint thy eyes with ourselves," so that thou should see. But you got it.
Looking at it with the naked eye, people just going to see entertainment. They're not catching those certain spiritual things in these movies, man. Because like I said, the directors getting it straight out of the scriptures. Mm-hmm. You have precept, bro? Go ahead,
This is Sirach chapter 34 and verse 1. The hopes of man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
That's right. Because like you was going into, that American dream is an idea in which you won't ever achieve, man. It's like a hamster on the wheel, man. It's like those goddamn greyhounds chasing the bone around the racetrack, man. They're never going to obtain it, man. It's just to keep the system going, and giving you a certain goal to try to reach, man. That is really unobtainable, man, on this side, man. Mm-hmm. So the best thing to do, man, is just to get far removed from it, like it tells you in Micah 2:10, because this is not our rest, man, and get the scriptures, man. Get the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures.
Yeah, because in most cases, Jake's American, the dream that they aspire is, maybe a nice woman, or bitches, or a lot of money, millions of dollars. But what the hell is that? That's really life essentials. Money, you really that comes with the territory of just living.
That should be something that obtained anywhere you
go. That should just be something in your subconscious, because that shit comes with living. That's the cost of living. But Jake doesn't really actually harvest or covet after spiritual things, and that's why they look at this like this is the kingdom of heaven, when this is all a big facade. What the hell is really $1 million to corporate entities or corporations that got your ass a prisoner, man? That you'll never have generations that can actually inherit that wealth, reinvest that wealth, build larger markets, build capital, their own system of economics, actually have their own provinces within the federal government, you will never get to that point as a people, as an individual, period.
And you know the latest person to realize that? Nick Cannon. You know?
Yeah.
He thought he had got to a certain level in America to where he could say those type of things, and he found out the repercussions of it. All right, that it's not going to happen, man. You know, no matter what, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, all of the so-called Negroes or Latinos and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, once they get to a certain level in this society, Esau get their ass a reality check, man, and strip it away from them at the drop of a dime. You said you had a precept, bro?
Oh yeah, I got something too.
This is Jeremiah 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yeah, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
That was Jeremiah 23 and 9. Yeah, that's a good scripture. We used to bring that out a lot. You remember that one? Yeah.
Because, hey, and what is it, false prophets? Because there's a lot of guys that are coming in that sentiment.
No, I was gonna say, you know, we use that to cut not Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, but what's this round head nigga that just died last night? What's over there, Auburn, his face? What's his name? Is that name John Lewis? Yeah, because he was the one perpetuating that MLK dream. He's another one that came in that umbrella, and look where his ass got. Right. He's up there with MLK getting probably cursed out.
Yeah. How many batons do you so-called Negroes got to take, man? How many dogs got to be put on you, or tear gas, for you believe that the dream that these guys and the sentiment that they were coming in is not obtainable? All right, what's the definition of insanity, man? Doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results, man. Our people are fucking insane to believe that they'll ever achieve this dream and walk kumbaya and on with the so-called white man. You know, it's not going to happen. All right. As soon as you speak out against this devil, you know, i.e. these celebrities, they strip that shit away from you. Ain't no American dream. No. Hold that and continue to precept.
This is Sirach.
Read it from the top.
Sirach 34:1. The hopes of man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Verse 2. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind.
Because, hey, your mind is deceitful above all things, you know, and the scriptures tell you that there's a way that may seem of right to a man, but the ways thereof of death. So you can't be following every dream or every vision that you think you've had, man. It could be your mind playing tricks on you. You know, it could be vanity, it could be vain, you know. And our people were deceived on a major level by MLK, man, and these other guys that came with a so-called dream, you know. It wasn't anything that was pertaining to the scriptures, man. You know, we have dreams and visions, but it's this place being destroyed, man, not thriving in it. Yeah. And if you see the way that this society is headed, you know, you can know that this thing is on its last leg, man. Ain't no equality and everybody being joined hand in hand. No, man, it's more and more division every day that goes by. You see, you know, a different type of division. Here it is. I seen in the news the other day that they're thinking about letting only African American children go back to school, like they fucking guinea pigs. So, yeah, you want to have the so-called Negroes go back to school first so you can test the waters and shit. You know, that's division. You know, while you let good old Timmy and Billy stay at the house, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? This place has got our people so fooled, man, that it's not fair. Our people, the first thing they think was, shit, at least our kids going back to school first, getting their education. It ain't even about that. You got to look at things from a different lens, man, and stop being fucking sheep and taking everything that the elites are pushing on, you know, the society to try to further their new world order, man. Stop taking shit for face value, man. You know, you got to look at this devil for what he really is. There's nothing beneficial about you so-called Negroes going back to school first. And then school is just indoctrination anyway, so he can teach you more of his wickedness, man. And further push the truth away from our people, man. It's gonna be a point where they're not even teaching history anymore, man. This devil don't want, his wickedness to be revealed to a certain extent, That's why they allowing these people to tear down these different statues, man. They're not slick. Because if they wanted that shit to stop, they can put it into it. Right. They trying to erase what these devils trying to erase what they have done to our people. Mm-hmm. All right, and you got niggas like MLK want to talk about a dream that he had, and he's still being quoted to this day, man. Mm-hmm. What, a nigga died over 50 years ago?
Right.
The dream still ain't here, man. What the hell kind of dream did you have? Yeah. Like the brother said, that was a goddamn nightmare you had.
Well, if I could say, he did say that he feared that he was leading his people into a burning house.
That's exactly what he did. So his fear was true, But we all know that this guy was set up, man. That was it on. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I got some word dream.
Go ahead, bro.
It's an online etymology, and I'm gonna just get right to the point. It says deception, delusion, phantasm.
Yeah, delusion. Seeing something that is really not there, man. You delusional. You seeing some. You ever seen these different cartoons where they stranded in the desert and they hungry and motherfuckers start looking like hamburgers and hot dogs. and that's the way. That's the dream that this guy had. He seen a facade that wasn't really there. That's never going to happen, man. He MLK, man, he was really, and they try to paint him in such a great light. This man was fucking a womanizer, man, according to Esau society. But that's still the type of person that they want to put on the forefront to represent our people, man.
And two, if I could say also, that civil rights movement is a catalyst for what's going on right now with this alphabet movement, because Martin Luther King's main man was Bayard Rustin, and Bayard Rustin was a known homosexual. So he's also, this movement is also leading to our people to be led astray to lead that, that alphabet lifestyle.
Because they've even attached themselves to the Black Lives Matter movement, man. That's crazy. You can't see, and when our people are gonna wake up, man? But we know some are just sleep, and it's gonna be that way. But it's mind-boggling that our people are still following this trend, man, and following this illusion. Go ahead, Al.
This is Jeremiah 23, verse 20. The anger of Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days you shall consider it perfectly. Verse 21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied.
Yeah, the Lord had not spoken to MLK in a dream to tell him that we should hold hand in hand with the so-called white man and be equal to him. He has not set Martin Luther King up to prophesy us being on an even platform with the devil, man. Reread verse 21.
This is Jeremiah 23, verse 21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran.
Yeah, he ran off with a dream that he's pushed on our people. That wasn't ordained by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. This guy coming out of his own mind with that shit. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Al.
I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied.
Yeah, the Lord ain't put those words in MLK mouth to speak, man, because they're untrue. If MLK really had a dream, his dream would have been seeing America destroyed. If he had a dream that was ordained by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he would have seen little white babies being put to death, man, in time of trouble. He would have seen chariots. He would have seen laser beams. That would have been a dream that was sent forth by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Not no damn wanting to go to the same school with the damn Edomite, man. Sitting on the bus with him, drinking out the same water fountain, using the same bathroom. You know, if we knew what's best from his dream would have been for us to be separate from them devils, man.
That's right.
You know, that's the true vision of these devils being in slavery, man. That would have been a proper dream. Bring it out, bro.
Okay. This is 2nd Esdras 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Yep.
of him come we all.
Yeah, so we all came from Adam, man. You know, even the so-called white man, even though he's the devil. But go ahead.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
So there's the people that came from Adam, which is all man, and then you have a separate category, which is the chosen. All right, which are the people you see here on the side, man. From Judah all the way down to Issachar, so-called Negroes, all the way down to the so-called Mexicans, man. Those are the chosen people of the Shai. And chosen, you know, us being chosen, we're set to be separate, man. The scriptures are going to go into.
Okay. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Yeah, the world was made for the Israelites' sake, man. But we're living in the world right now where the so-called white man is confident, and he's above all. Go ahead.
Verse 56. As for the other people,
you know, not the chosen, but the other people who the Lord didn't even care to name.
right,
Go ahead.
which also come of Adam,
Which also come of Adam, as the scripture said above it, all of us came from Adam. Go ahead.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
That they are nothing, man. So why would the Lord set up a guy like MLK to have us hold hand in hand with a nation that he's considered nothing? We're considered holy above all the other people.
Right.
We're considered the apple of the Most High's eye.
Right.
Why would he want us to be joined hand in hand with a devil, man?
That's right.
You know, that's not division. You know, a nation that he counted as nothing. You don't put your high value stuff, man, with peasantry.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't take your fine linens and put them in the dirty clothes, man. With fabric that's not even of the same mate, man. It just don't make sense. Okay, that wasn't the vision of Yahweh. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
They're like spittle, man. The Lord compared the nation of Edom and these other heathenistic nations, man, to spittle. So why would he join his best, his chosen? You know? Now let's put this in perspective. If you got something that you esteem above everything inside your household, would you just throw it on the ground and have it trampled over and have it, you know, laid with the undesirables? No. That's how you know that wasn't the vision of Yahweh, man. We're set to be holy, which is separate, man. Above and above. Whole separated and above.
Mm-hmm.
So the true American dream is not even for our people anyway.
Right.
What it said, the ideal of being equal, you know. And here it is, you got our people driving with the doors off on the Jeep in the middle of the rain, man. Our people are finished, man. And that's a product of MLK. You know, they think that they're living and they even have the option to do that. You know, that's our people epitome of the American dream. Being able to ride with your doors off on your Jeep while it's raining, which is true stupidity, man.
Yes.
Go ahead.
God. As like it the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yeah, very insignificant, man. A drop that falls out of full bucket, man, is not going to make or break that whole bucket on the grand scheme of things, man. You know, so this guy, he's not even relevant, man. So all of that, I have a dream speech, and you know, we want to join. I don't even know what the guy's full dream was, man. They pushed that doctrine on him in school. I really don't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know the details, but I know he was totally off. He was basically saying he can see a day in which we would be so equal to the so-called white man, which we'll never achieve on this side, man.
Right.
You know, because this system wasn't set up for us in the first place. All right. Read up 6 and 9. Matter of fact.
Oh yeah. This is 2nd Esdras 6. I started. This is 2nd Esdras 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it.
So this guy is the end of the world, man. And we see it, man. And Jacob is the beginning that follow. We're the next rulers up. That's going to be the society in which we see us being able to fully live out that holy and separate vision, you know, that Israel had there, man. You know, us being separated from these other nations, having them in their own plot of land, you know, and us living in our, dwelling in our own headquarters, separate away from them and above it, ruling over them, man. Right. Not equal. You know what I'm saying? You got to appreciate, bro. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
It's a lot to reread.
This is Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah. Hey, and a prime example of that are these local celebrities, man. MLK falls into that category too. He was searching for something to uplift our people, you know, but he didn't have the true answers. The true answers has only been revealed to the prophets, man. Lord willing, we are those men that were set up by Yahweh Shemiyah to come out and profess the true doctrine and the true vision, the true dream of Yahweh Shemiyah, which is us ruling over this devil, man, not being equal to him. It says that reread it. Israel is seeking something, but the elect have already obtained it, and that's why people are searching for answers. That's why people are going on podcasts saying different things that are generating buzz in the nation of Israel, but they don't have the true knowledge of the scriptures, man, to back up what they're saying.
Right.
But they're seeking for answers, and when they hear something that they feel is right along the lines of the correct answer, they're saying it, but they're not having any evidence to back it up through the scriptures, man. You know, they're just making blanket statements. While it may be true, people want to see where you're getting this information from. Mm-hmm. Just like I'll compare it to Esau's school system. If you're doing a research paper or you're writing something and you present something as facts, you have to have, what is that called? References. Yeah, you got to have a reference page. Yeah, sources into where you're getting this information from. And if you don't include it, you fail the whole paper, man. And that's the same thing with these guys, like Nick Cannon. You failed the mission, man. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna say something like that, have the evidence to back it up. Right, which is easy to cut the sentiment in which they're coming, that you're making anti-Semitic statements. Right. You know, go into the scriptures telling you the color of the Lord. Go into the scriptures giving you the characteristics of the 12 tribes and how they'll be living in today's society, man. You know, you got to have that in your repertoire, man, because you just can't come out and say anything against this devil, you know. And then our people are so blinded. Once Esau come up against you, your own people turn against you, you know. Go ahead,
Verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Yeah, and our people are still asleep and blinded to the fact that MLK's dream is a goddamn nightmare, like the brother said. And it's not ordained by Yahweh Shemiyah Shai, man. Our people still, MLK would do this. He would love. Like, bro, when are y'all gonna realize, man? Right. That's the definition of insanity. Our people are foolish, man. You know, it tells you that in the scriptures, man.
This is the only thing Jake never tried, man.
Exactly. All the other ways that you've tried have led you to a dead end. Why don't you try it this way, man? Through the scriptures, the true doctrine of Yahweh Shemiyah Shai. That was it on there?
This is Amos 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Yeah. So what was revealed unto MLK was not of Yahweh Shemiyah Shai. Now what was revealed to our elders and apostles through the scriptures, which is being made manifest, everything is coming to pass, and the vision that our forefathers had for our people in this land of captivity, all of those things are playing out, man. That's the true vision or the true dream, so to speak. You know, according to the scriptures. You know, that our people were going to wake up in a land in which they knew not. You know, the name would be revealed unto our people, so on and so forth. Those type of things that are prophetic are playing out. You know, and it all comes from the scriptures, man. Not, I hate to keep saying this guy's name, Martin Luther King, bro, and all of those other guys. Who are some of the other civil rights leaders? Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton. What's this guy in the West End? Ralph David Abernathy. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Then they give you guys the names of these streets in the Lord's neighborhoods on the face of the earth, man.
The worst neighborhood on the block.
Yeah, man, come on. I was fortunate enough to do some traveling this past weekend, and every city we hit that had a Martin Luther King, that shit was trash. That shit is true, man.
Chris Rock said.
Yeah, bro. Anything.
Martin Luther King, Parkway or Drive, anywhere in America, and it's gonna be through.
It's through, bro. Anything named after a so-called civil rights leader, you're not gonna find it in Buckhead. It's gonna be in the lowest area, man. And you niggas think you made it because you got a street named after you. But Esau still busting your ass over the head, pulling you out the car with no reason, locking you up, making dope charges. You get more time than a Jake or Edomite get for murder. Yeah. You know, the whole system in which you people are trying to thrive in was set up to see you in shackles, man. You know, they watch the documentary, The 13th Amendment. They lose certain things in the Constitution to give you the illusion of being free or freedom. But as soon as your ass sell a gram of weed, you going back in slavery, man. Which is the jail cell, which is the county, which is state prison, man. And they're gonna continue to do that and railroad our people to the point to where now you got a criminal record, you can't go out and get a job. So what the hell you gonna do? Go back to the same thing that got your ass the record in the first place. Right. And our people continue to fall in that cycle. But you think Esau has the your best interest at heart? Come on, man. And they created the 3-strike rule in Cali. Yep. That's for you niggas, man. Because they know Jake is hard-headed. He ain't gonna learn the first and the second time. As soon as you do something the third time, your ass is back in slavery, man. Working at the prison for a couple of cents an hour. Bring it out. Whatever you got.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 6, verse 16. Thus said Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein.
Yeah, and what is the good way, man? The scriptures. The scriptures is the best guide that you can follow, man. Not the so-called white man's constitution and his laws, man. The Lord's laws, man, that he has set up that our people just can't seem to follow, man. Even dating back to our forefathers, man. That's why we're in the predicament that we're in now, man. Underneath the so-called white man. Because Esau ain't nothing, man, but a whipping stick for our people for us going off on the law, statutes, and commandments, which we continue to do until this day. But we'll follow Esau law. You see a red light, I bet your ass stop. You see a stop sign, I bet your ass stop. I bet you go get your vehicle registered. You know, I bet you don't cross the street unless you're in a crosswalk. But the Lord tell you not to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. You like, man, fuck that. You know, it tastes good or whatever. Our people are finished, man. And it's guys that were involved in the civil rights movement who has the blood on our hands for even pushing that doctrine on our people to want to thrive in this society, man. When all actuality, they never will. What that nigga Kanye saying? Even if you ride in the Benz, you still a nigga. Yeah, no matter what level or status that you have, you know, in this society, you still a Negro, man. You still a nigga. You still a spit. You still redskin. You know, wetbacks. All of those proverbs and bywords that the scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy that our people will be called by. You got more on that?
Okay, I saw him talking. This is Jeremiah 6, verse 16. Thus said Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. Verse 17. Also,
because the ways in which the Lord told us to walk is not Christianity. Because Christianity is a broad path. What the scripture tell you, that the true way is the straight gate, the straight and narrow, you know, with fire on each side, man. You know, anytime you have a movement like Black Lives Matter, the Civil Rights Movement, where there's a large gathering of a large population, 100-man march, you know, and all that shit. That's not the true way, man. You know, broad. Anything that is broad is not the way, man. If you have very few, and you know, for an example, out of all the Israel, only 144,000 is gonna be saved, and the 1/3, man. Out of all the Israelites, which were likened in sand of the sea, the Lord compared it to one grain of sand in the sea, man. That's how many Israelites there are, but only 144 and 1/3 are going to be saved out of that. You know, that just puts it in perspective, man. How narrow this path is, and that not many are going to make it, man.
Right.
So anytime somebody pushing that spirit of numbers and getting as many people as possible on board, you know, it's not of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead. I got something.
This is Romans.
Still holding that with you? Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is Romans 9, verse 27. Esaias also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved.
A remnant, man. Only a small number, man. You know, what is it? Amos 9 and 8, I believe, or 8 and 9, yep. Where it says, matter of fact, get it. I don't want to butcher it. Amos 9, you hold it somebody. Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate.
There you go.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat.
Yeah. Hey, that whole I have a dream movement, Black Lives Matter, what else? Whatever our people are into.
Oh, the InFact movement.
Who?
InFact.
I ain't heard that.
The Grandmaster J movement.
Oh, yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Not fucking around coalition.
Yeah, that's off, man. Yeah. So anything in that nature, man, which trying to gather numbers and is not of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's false, man. Even these different religions, I name Christianity, Islam, Kemet, all of that, man. That'll just let anybody in, you know, that says, okay, yeah, I'm a Muslim. All right, brother, come on. Like, come on, bro. The scripture tells us if the spirit bears witness with us that we are the children of the Most High. So if the spirit doesn't bear witness, then you could possibly be of the other nation, man. You know, and that's the standard in which we judge each other off. And the scripture tells you, if that was to get a friend, prove him first. You know, you just join something because, okay, today I feel like being a Muslim. Tomorrow I feel like being Buddhist. Like, come on, bro. Read that out.
Matthew 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Yeah, you're being led to destruction. Go ahead.
And many there be which go in thereat.
Many be that go in thereat, man. You know, keep going.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life.
Yeah, and our people don't want to go through the straight gate, man. They want everything to be given to them. They want everything to be handed. Because being a Christian doesn't require much, man. You know, you can be an everyday nigga and be a Christian, do whatever the hell you want to do. Go to church on Sunday and do it all over again. You know, but that straight gate going through trials and tribulations and being abased, you know, our people don't want to go through that. You know, they want to take the easy route out. You know.
And few there be that find it.
Few that be that find it. We read that our people are seeking something, but they may have obtained it already. You know, and that the Lord is going to save a remnant, you know.
If I may, that remnant definition of remnant is a few, a remainder.
Yeah. Hey, and there you have it, man. Not all of Israel are going to be saved like it was in the time of Exodus, man, where all our people were brought out of Egypt and still talking shit against the Lord, man. Wandering around in the wilderness for 40 years. You know, this time it's not going to be like that.
That's right.
Go ahead, Al.
This is Amos 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh.
Yeah, he will not utterly destroy it, man. There shall be some that are saved out of it, man. You know? And Lord willing, we are of that number because we're trying to stay on the straight path, man, not the broad that everyone's invited to, you know? Which leads to destruction, as the brother just read out of the scriptures, man. You know? You got something? Okay, go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and starting at verse 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
And you casting the Lord ways aside, you know, whether it's to seek love or whether it's you're just being led astray by these false prophets. That's why you can't, you know, believe and go with everything you hear, man. That's appeasing to you. You have to do the research, man. You know, even if you hear that you're an Israelite, you just can't follow any old group, man. Some of these guys are going off, man, and leading our people astray. It's not the ways and the true doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Some of these guys won't even tell you that the name of the Lord is important. Some of them won't even tell you that this place is going to be destroyed. Some of these guys that call themselves Israelites will even teach you that everyone can be saved. You know, what does it say that in the scriptures, man? That's not according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. There's more on that.
It says, verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
Yeah. And what the scripture tell you, man, that gifts destroy the heart. So all of these benefits that our people are so-called benefits, because it really ain't shit. Esau not really giving Jake none but crumbs off the table in the grand scheme of things. Jake make $100,000 a year to $200,000, and think that they got down fucking the Rothschilds. You know, when you really a peon in the grand scheme of things, and while you yet have liberty to gain these riches of the scriptures, you fanning your hand at it. Man, I want to hear that shit. Y'all going out there every Saturday, you know, preaching the same old word. Now I'm trying to get this money.
Right.
You know, I got kids to feed. You know, if you really cared about those kids, your ass would be out here doing the same thing we doing, man. Right. You wouldn't be loathing the Lord's law, man. You'll be out here goddamn getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
If I could say it too, they loathe the law of the Lord, but then when it comes to Esau's law, like you said, when they stop at a red light, they follow Esau's law to the T, but when it comes to the Lord's law, they loathe it, which means to hate. Verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain.
And that's the only way that you guys are going to realize it, man. And that's when it's going to be too late. You know, your flesh is going to be melting off your bones, man, from a fucking muscle, man. You know, and by then you're going to know that it was too late. You know, you didn't get it while the getting was good, so to speak. You know, while you had liberty. You know, our people are using their liberty to fuck off and try to gain a certain status in this world which like we, opened up with, that you're never going to get. You're never going to be equal to the so-called white man on this side. Not on any side, really. Even when we inherit the kingdom, you're not going to be equal. We're going to be above their ass, as we sit, as the scriptures say, man. Go back to the Jeremiah book. I got 2 more minutes.
This is Jeremiah 6, verse 17. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
And that's what we out here doing, man. We're watchmen telling you to hearken to the trumpet, man. And what the trumpet symbolizes, man, danger. We're telling you that danger is around the corner, or danger is in that is on the horizon, man. And that you people need to wake the hell up, and seek cover. And how do you seek cover? Covering yourself with your Halbashing outside, not covering yourself with the vain philosophies of this world, listening to these different civil rights guys, man, which is not going to lead you anywhere but to the destruction. While we telling you to go the other way. Go ahead,
okay. But they said, we will not hearken. Therefore, hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it.
Hey, and that's the consequences that you all are going to have to pay, man, for loathing the Lord's law, man, like the brother just read. That's the consequence you're going to have, or that you're going to get for following these different guys, man, these different leaders, or that you consider leaders, man. Killer Mike, Umar Johnson, who else? Tip.
Yeah.
Goddamn, all of those guys, man, they don't have the answers. And once you realize that, it's going to be too late, because the day of Jacob's trouble, we see it every day, man. The chip is, hey, if you don't see that the chip is the mark of the beast at this point, then you just delusional. You don't want it. You don't want it to be. You're in a state of denial, so to speak. Right. If you can't see this, you have more on that.
Oh no, I got something else for you. This is Isaiah 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh. Verse 10, which say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And that's what the wicked of our people want us to do, man. They want us to prophesy deceits unto them, man. They want us to tell them, all right, America's gonna keep on going how it's going. They're gonna get that new Mercedes, all right. They're gonna get a big house. They're gonna have an abundance in this place. No, we're not doing that. We're telling them that this place will be destroyed. And if they continue on in their wickedness, doing things that's contrary to the scriptures, they're gonna get cut off here, man. All right. We're telling them America, which is Babylon the Great, will be destroyed. We're telling them missiles will come here, man. We're telling our people all these things, man. We're warning them, blowing the trumpet, man. What did they hear for bear?
Hey, reread that verse.
Okay. This is Isaiah 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh. Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Yeah, they want to hear everything's going to be okay. The chip, go ahead and take it. You'll be okay. Jacob's trouble, there's no such thing as Jacob's trouble. I people want to hear things like that to make you feel good so they can go about their day-to-day wickedness. But you tell them these harsh things of the scripture that the Lord is going to destroy your ass if you don't get yourself right. Oh, no, you can't say that. The Lord is all love. He wouldn't do that to you. When that same mindset is what got our people in the predicament that they're in now. What was the love back when Esau was hanging out, got them people from trees, castrating them, cutting the babies out of women's belly, and feeding them to alligators, right. Buck breaking. What was the love in all that, man? But Esau has did a great number on our people, man. to where they are fully engulfed in Stockholm syndrome, where you fall in love with your captors, man. You know, this is not our original land. We are being held captive here, man. And the only way that we'll get out of it is through Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Not equality, not having a dream, not saying that Black Lives Matter, and then you got black people still shooting each other down in the streets, man. Celebrating 4th of July, niggas just wreak havoc. On the white man's holiday here in Atlanta was a record day, man, for shootings and murders in one day, man. That's how gone our people are, you know. And they think that because Esau shut down a few businesses on Juneteenth and recognized them for a day, that they made it, man. That's just part of those benefits and gifts, man, to keep our people in fucking shambles, man. Bring that out.
This is Baruch.
Step down. Close out.
This is Baruch chapter 1 and verse 19. Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto the Lord our power.
Yeah, so even from back when our forefathers were going off, even until this present day, man, our people are still doing the same shit, you know? And we're continuing to be punished for it, man. But we're here to tell you the gospel, the good news, you know, that this is soon going to be over and the roles are going to be reversed. But our people don't want to hear that, man. They want to hear smooth things. And now, you know, they want to say, no, you know, the state in which America is great. And we're making the necessary steps towards being equal. You know, we're good. Just give us a few more years. That's what our people want to hear. But even to this present day, man, our people are going off when it comes to the Lord, man. Keep going.
So we have been negligent.
Yeah, negligent to neglect, man. We've totally neglected Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, in our everyday lives. But when we tell our people to come back and to receive Yahweh Shem Yahushua as being the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, what they want to do, I mean, y'all bugged out. It's Jesus Christ, man. You know, when Jesus Christ ain't did nothing for our people, but further put them in a hole, man.
Right.
And further indoctrinated our people to the point that we don't even know who the hell we are. That we can't see anything past America. You know, that we think that this is the end all be all, man, and that this is just as good as it can get. Working for $15 an hour. Driving a goddamn 86 Cutlass with 20-inch rims. Niggas think they made it. Come on, man. The shit that we're gonna have, not the shit, but the stuff that we're gonna have in the kingdom, man, is uncomparable to this BS, man. Right. But our people don't want to hear that. Nah, they don't want to hear that. They want to tell them, hey, man, you know, hey, we ain't got nothing else to look forward to. Might as well stay in America and try to make strides to be equal. You know, when that's not the end game, man. That's not the end game. The end game is us being rulers and this guy being put in subjection, man. Right along with these other heathen nations that came against our people, right?
And we have been negligent in not hearing His voice.
Keep going.
Verse 20. Wherefore the evils cleave unto us, and the curse which the Lord appointed by Moses, His servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah, so all of those curses are still cleaving into our people because we still being hard here, man. You know, and once the elect wake up, you know, the tables will turn. But until then, hey, the good got to suffer with the bad, you know, just like it was, you know, back then with our forefathers. You know, there was some knuckleheads talking shit and murmuring against Moses and saying that he brought them into the wilderness to die. But also amongst them, you had people that believed that what was going on was all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And it's the same way in this day, man. But the good got to suffer with the bad. The Lord judges people by nations, you know. And that's why when these so-called white people come up to us with, well, it wasn't us. I love black people. I have a lot of black friends. It doesn't matter. If you're an Edomite, the Lord judges you by nations. You don't think it was good people on those slave ships that were being brought over here? You don't think we had good people out of our nation that were loving on those ships while you was bringing them over? Yeah, there was some good people on those ships, but they had to suffer with the bad because there was the judgment of the Lord on our nation as a whole. Yep, same thing, man.
To give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, according unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us. Yep. Verse 22. But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our power.
Yeah, and that's what we see, man. You know, from the wicked elites of Esau, our people following after them. The wicked of our nation, our people follow them. The wickedness of their own hearts, they follow them. Whatever, because our people are impulsive. Whatever our people first thought in their mind, they'll do it. That's why the prison system is filled with you jakes, man, acting off impulse, killing your brother over a woman, you know, breaking in, stealing and robbing people because you're hungry. Instead of praying to your power, Yahweh Shem Shai, and asking him to provide, you're going to hit the first lick you see. You know, that's giving over into those evil thoughts, man. Because our people are totally separated from their power, man. All right? So, what you got?
I had something.
All right, we'll close on that. I'll step down on that.
This is 2 Chronicles 36, verse 15. And Yahweh, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers.
And who are his messengers, man? Hey, the prophets. Go ahead.
Rising up betimes and sending because he had compassion on his people.
Yeah, and we come out and do this because the Lord ultimately had compassion, and he's showing compassion to us. That's why we come out and try to give our people the gospel, which is the good news, man. This is a sign of compassion, because if we weren't compassionate through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Shai, we would covet this. Say, shit, I got the knowledge and understanding. I'm finna go to the crib. Fuck you niggas, you know? But we got compassion through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai to come out and profess these things unto you all. Go ahead.
And on his dwelling place, verse 16, but they mocked the messengers of the Most High and despised his words and misused his prophets.
Yeah, but they mocked us, man. We see the funny looks you people give us when we walk by. You know, we're not fools, man. We see the hate that these other nations have for us when they walk past us, man. They want to figure out what the hell we out here doing. But instead of inquiring, they go and say some shit under their breath and scoff and get past us and what the hell was those guys doing? You know, talk shit. What did they have on? You know, instead of, you know, asking questions, man. Or they whip out a camera and take pictures of us like we're in a fucking zoo. Go ahead, bro.
Until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people till there was no remedy.
Yeah, hey, and that's coming, man. And we hate to say we told you so, because we did. But through compassion, we continue to come out here until the work is done, man. You know. So with that, I'm gonna step down and let another go.
Just get Wisdom of Solomon 14. We'll start at 12.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
Right. So I'm just going to land back off the officer. You're speaking a lot about coming out here and telling you people. Well, I'm speaking about you people as the 12 tribes, and so-called Negroes, all the way down to the Mexicans. when your true biblical names are Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. He's telling you, y'all believe in certain things that you shouldn't be pretty much indulging in. You see? There's only one name and one, like the captain was saying, one real idol that you should be worshiping, and that's your house shot. All right? The lead Judite. Okay? Keep going, bro. In Proverbs chapter 14, start at 9.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 13. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
Right. Neither were they from the beginning. So all these things that 2/3 and shit, even you heathens worship, this wasn't established from the start and the foundation of the earth, man. All right? Your cars that you worship. The brother had brought out the scripture with manna. Your money that you worship. All right? The dollar bill, that wasn't here from the start. All right? That originated when this wicked ass place originated by bloodshed. All right? Go ahead, bro.
All right, verse 14. For by the vainglory of men,
Right.
they entered into the world, and
by the vainglory of men. All right? When you go into the word, what is it? Vainglory? It means empty pride. All right? You can read the same word is in Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Through strife and vainglory, which is empty pride. Through the pride of men came these idols and these different type of deities and quote unquote deities and gods that people worship. All right, shit. You got a man named Octavian. All right, he was a part of the Second Triumvirate. Right when Julius Caesar had ended up getting killed. He got smoked, stabbed, like he was in jail or something. All right, he got shamed. Okay, he got shamed. And then the third, I think it was the Second Triumvirate came of Mark Antony, Octavius, and another guy. I forgot the other guy's name. But Octavius later changed his name to Augustus Caesar, which you can read about in Luke, the 2nd chapter. Well, guess what he did? He did a form of idol worship by designating a month after his name, which we got all the way to today, August. All right, which is next month. That's a form of worship from the pride of a man. Okay, keep reading, bro. Actually, read that verse.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 14. For by the vainglory of men, they entered into the world,
right.
And therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
That's right, and they shall come shortly to an end. All right? Hey, brother, get First Maccabees. Get First Maccabees chapter 1 and go to I want to say 12. Or start at 9. Okay? Because that was the start of evils to multiply. Actually, get that First Maccabees 1, I think 9. So, start at 7.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 7.
Right.
So Alexander resigned 12 years and he died.
Right. So pretty much Alexander wreaked havoc for 12 years, which is, when you look up the history of it, which is correct. All right? The scriptures validate the information that is given. Okay? So pretty much his father, King Philip Philip II, fuck calling him a king. All right? Philip II of Macedonia ruled and then handed over, pretty much the crown over to Alexander. Alexander got his first, his first victory, his first kill pretty much when he was 18 years old. But when he started ruling, he was about 20 years old. All right? Go ahead. So he ended up dying at 32, 33. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, and his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
All right, that's the four generals. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
Right, they all put crowns upon themselves. Right there goes to show a certain level of division.
That's right.
All right, like the officer was saying just earlier. y'all push for this equality shit, but who's gonna be ruling? That means you pushing for equality, everyone's putting the crown on their head saying, I want America. It don't work like that. Someone got to be sitting at the pedestal. Someone got to be sitting at the throne. Someone got to be calling the shots. If everyone is equal, it'll be anarchy. All right? It'll be straight anarchy, which we're going to see. Because once the law of the land, all right, is done away with, which is your simple ass constitution and your petty ass laws and your local communities and your certain counties and states. Once those laws are out the window, it's anarchy, meaning it's up for fucking grabs. All right? But the thing about it, which a lot of you Jake don't understand, Jacob already has a grab on it. The Lord has put us in the position to when anarchy does happen, we already got the hand on the hill. We've been had the hand on the hill. You about to bring that? Matter of fact, get that and we'll finish this song. Get that real quick.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, starting at verse 8.
That's the spirit.
Well, 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then said I, and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Right.
Verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
From the inception of this place. All right? That's why we were reading in Wisdom of Solomon, like these idols don't come from from the beginning, from the start. But from the start, we done had a heel on Esau's, our hand on Esau's heel, man. All right? From the start, the Lord had devised a divine plan to have us drag this fucking devil down off his throne. When all hell breaks loose, when anarchy happens, all right. And when you see the start of the prophets being on the streets, man, that was the real start of the tug. It's more than a tug right now, because like the bishop and the captains of our camp, they did a live stream last night. I want to say they did a live stream last night about this thing in Canada, and pretty much what they're saying is this truth is getting out of control. You can't put a cap on it. You can't bottle it up. It's overflowing. All right. I mean, we all been in that position. Man, your toilet overflowing and this water just start coming out of you like bug. It ain't shit you can do about it, man. That's how this truth is. I don't want to compare it to a toilet and water, of course, but just to bring metaphor idea to life. 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, talks about speak to quantity so you can get things spiritually. You know what I'm saying? It's overflowing, man. Like putting what is that? Is it a mothball or whatever into a soda? Yeah. And then just a Mentos into a soda. Once that motherfucker drop, it ain't no stopping it from coming out. All right. In 1969, when the truth dropped, there's no stopping it, man. And there ain't no stopping Jake from pulling down that hill, man. All right. Yanking that motherfucker, man. Go ahead, bro. Finish it off.
So continuing on, it says, 2 Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
That's right. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. When all hell breaks out, anarchy. People fighting in the streets. Y'all fighting in vain because we already done won. All right. We already got the advantage. We already got the plan and strategy to have this devil be put down and us put on the top. That's simple. Matter of fact, get that in Sirach 10, where it's translated from one kingdom to another. Matter of fact, get 10 and 4. Get your
I got something real quick for you.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 25, verse 23.
Let's bring it to the beginning. Genesis, man. Salakia, bro. Genesis. What's that? Barash, in the beginning. All right. Ra'ash means head, meaning first thing. All right. Bring it back to the beginning. In the beginning, this is the Jacob and Esau. Go ahead, bro.
And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
That's simple and plain as that. The elder shall serve the younger. Who came out first? Esau popped his little pale ass head out first. That's why Isaac was like, what the whoa? That's why I called him Esau. Was that I shot? I shot the water, brother.
Yeah,
which
washed
means
away.
He is washed away. Or wasted away is he.
Wasted away, yeah.
You know, it's, you know,
No
same thing. You got
pigmentation,
it. You know, no pigmentation.
yeah.
All
Basically,
right.
yeah, basically, he,
You got it,
you know, he said, "What the fuck? No pigmentation." Joshua.
Right.
I never seen this in my damn life.
Right. All right. But that was going all the way back to Genesis the 4th chapter, that mark that just physically came upon him. All right. You know, was that it on there, bro?
Oh yeah, that was on there.
Okay, that was a beautiful precept because that shows, hey, we won from the beginning, man.
Yep.
We've already won from the beginning. Revelation 2:17, bro. All right, where it says those who have overcome, all right, or are overcoming, Salaki, which meaning the predestinated ones. Somebody, can you know Sirach 24? Start at the top. All right, keep going. Was that in on Ezra's?
Yeah, that wasn't on Ezra's
Okay.
when that's Sirach.
Hold that. Let's finish off that. Let's get back on track.
This is
Because you niggas still, even though we got the victory, all right, we already got the victory. You niggas still worship these idols, man. All right, John 8:44. Y'all still worship these idols. Hey, even so, if y'all have some spiritual trick about you, you start worshiping angels and stuff. That's why Paul had to get on the Galatians that we sing. I think it's the Galatians. And then he had to say what he had to say in Hebrews, the 1st chapter. Now, people say they don't know who wrote the book of Hebrews, but people don't know who wrote the book of Hebrews, but through faith, I believe that was Paul. You know, the Hebrews 1st chapter. Man, it cuts that, what is it? What is it called when you worship the angels? It just slipped my mind. Gnostic? Not Gnostic. I can't look it up. But even so, in Hebrews, the 1st chapter, it talks about how angels are under Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. They're servants, they're messengers. All right? Keep going, bro.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Keep going, bro.
Verse 10.
Skip down to verse 14.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem,
Right.
according to the customs of the heathen.
Right, according to the customs of the heathens. You know, that's where you get your sports from today. All right. Go ahead.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
Right, made themselves uncircumcised. All right, because when you go back, and this was the start of Hellenization. All right, this was the start of Hellenization. And then you get further into the Maccabees. That's when you got, you get into the Hasmoneans, things of that nature. I think the Hasmoneans came from one of the Maccabean brothers. Not Jews. That was one. But the Hasmoneans did come from the Maccabean brothers. All right? But even so, this was the start of the Hellenization. All right? Keep going.
And made themselves uncircumcised.
Right. They made themselves uncircumcised. Now, when it says made themselves uncircumcised, that means they knew they were Israelites, but blatantly started doing things that they didn't. All right, that's making yourself uncircumcised. That's going into knowingly sinning. Matter of fact, hold that. This is Sirach chapter 26 and 28, real quick. All right, because he's going to talk about from one that was in righteousness and turned back. All right, go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Sirach 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart,
Right.
and the third maketh me angry.
The third making me angry. Go ahead.
A man of war that suffer poverty.
Right, a man of war that suffers poverty, and you're looking at it right now. All right, we are men of war. Okay, we're men of spiritual warfare. Straight up, that's simple. Okay? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. All right? But spiritual. All right? Our gifts are spiritual. All right? That was that 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Our gifts are spiritual. All right? Ephesians, the 6th chapter. We understand we ain't in here to fight some carnal ass battle. We understand Romans, the 8th chapter. That's enmity toward the Most High, against the Most High. Meaning you're adverse. You're Satan. If you're coming into that light of trying to fight a battle carnally, we're not. But we are men of warfare. It's just a different method of tactics that we use. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, and men of understanding that are not set by.
Right, men of understanding that are not set by. All right, that even goes to, like I mentioned just briefly, about this Nick Cannon. Men of understanding are not set by. That goes into recognition and credit and credence. Okay, but another individual wants to walk in another man's pretty much foundation that he's laid and that he's built. All right, and claim that he got this off of his own knowledge. Me personally, I'm gonna say this straight up. A lot of brothers had great insight on this whole Nick Cannon thing. You know, me personally, Nick Cannon, he's a vagabond Jew, straight up. When you look up what the word vagabond means, it means undecided. All right, he was clearly undecided. He had came out with a statement about the the Amalekites and how so-called black people are the real Jews and things of that nature. But immediately he apologized for it. Same thing with Deshaun Jackson. They're vagabond Jews. It reminds me of Acts the 19th chapter. All right, where they with Sceva, when they try to heal a man with spirits on him. But who was it who was trying to do that? Vagabond Jews, ones who were undecided. Another meaning for vagabond means a wandering. All right, you're just wondering about it. You're not fully set in stone, 10 feet down, rooted. You're just a vagabond Jew. That's it. You know about the Israelites.
I'm gonna get the word vagabond for you.
Yeah, you can get it in the etymology.
God.
You know, but even so, those vagabond Jews, when you read that account, they tried to, heal that man with the spirits on him. You know, they were undecided though, because of the fact was they heard something that another man was doing in the spirit, just like who heard something that other men are doing in the spirit. Nick Cannon. And he's like, well, let me try. Yeah. No, leave the job of a prophet to a prophet. There ain't no trying. You get selected to do this. All right? It's your life. You get selected to do this. There ain't no trying to be a prophet. There ain't no trying to cast a demon, like you said in the script. There ain't no trying to cast a demon in the name of Yahushua.
God.
That's simple. And you saw the backlash that they got, just like the backlash that Nick Cannon got. He's a vagabond Jew. Undecided, double-minded, doesn't know left from right. You know, but yes, there are good sides about it, just like the Kendrick Lamar had a whole fucking album who won Grammys off of saying that he's an Israelite. That brought a lot of people to an understanding of, okay, hold on, what's the Israelites? The same thing's happening with Nick Cannon.
God.
The Lord designated this thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's a lot of things you can think about. Even so, it could be set up by Esau. All right? It could be agenda by E. But me personally, I feel like, hey, the Spirit was put on me. He said what he said. But you can't do 1 Corinthians 14 chapter, not the 14. But in the Corinthians, it says you can't do nothing against the truth before it. Everything that he said and did was for the truth. All right? It's bringing things to light. Get that word vagabond.
This is the word vagabond. Is it says wandering. It says unsteady. It says wandering again. It says strolling about.
Yep.
Wander.
Is that unsteady?
Yep.
All right. Hey, these men up here, I don't see no unsteadiness.
God.
There's some men up here who've been doing this for 10 plus years with me right now. You know what I'm saying? They steady going. All right? Keep going, brother.
God, it says undecided.
Undecided. All right? The scriptures say, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Don't go back on what you said. If you're going to say something, stand by it. All right? And everything that we say is coming from the Lord. And we're going to stand right by it because we know that it's true. Matter of fact, hold that, brother. It's Sirach 24 real quick. There's a point I want to make in there. You still got that? Let me see. I think it's like verse 9. Yep, verse 9. Yep, get that.
This is Sirach chapter 24 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
He created me from the beginning,
Right.
before the world,
Yep.
and I shall never fail.
Exactly. He created me from the beginning, from the world, and I should never fail. Never fail. That's the wisdom, man. That when you start at Sirach 24 and 1, it's speaking about wisdom. If you go deeper, it's speaking about Yahushua. It started from the beginning, and he should never fail, man. Those are the words that we stand on. This thing was an investment for us. The truth of what I'm speaking when I say this thing. Okay? I'm going to say this thing of ours, because that's what our leader says. One of our leaders says, okay? This thing of ours is an investment. We know we're getting 100% return if we stand strong into it and not be a vagabond. All right? Keep going in that definition, brother.
Con, now here's the noun. It says one who is without a steady home.
Ooh. Hey, that goes back to what Yahushua was saying. Even with the seeds, but even with your foundation, if you set it on sands, it's gonna falter. You're a vagabond. Go ahead, brother.
Continually changing, especially as from one abode or occupation to another.
You say continually changing?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bipolar type mentality.
Yep.
You change from one emotion to another. Go ahead.
Tom, and what are the one characteristics of him changing? Well, him having a him being double-minded by saying sorry. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna stand by something, stand by something.
Right.
Don't look at Esau and kiss his ass and say sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But a lot of jakes are tied into what they're doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we saw the article. He had 15 seasons wilding out. Now it's over. He heard about that.
Yeah.
But see, where he went wrong was, he shouldn't have said that on a public platform like that anyway.
Right.
The scripture speak about it's a time.
Right.
All right, it's a time for certain things. When it's a time and season. In the book of Ecclesiastes. As a matter of fact, in the spirit, we'll go ahead and
Come on.
Where do we get the Ecclesiastes? Because it's a time to say certain things, and he basically called out out of season, basically. The statement he made was right, but it was in the wrong season. When you read the book of Acts, when I think it was around the 20th chapter, when Paul was speaking to Festus when he was on trial, he started to use his citizenship. He started to use his in law they call it like your straw man. You use your citizen's identification to represent you in court. That's why in today's time you have an attorney or you have a lawyer.
Right.
A lawyer, what do they do? They go into the statements and they go into the information and they help file a dispute against you. But see he was dealing in a political world, being basically unpolitical. Like I said, politically correct.
Right.
He wasn't being politically correct, and he basically got his structure chopped down, and he basically had to turn back and apologize for his statements.
Right.
Which really, that's why the scriptures speak about also what secret disciples. The scriptures, Joseph and Arimathea. When Yahushua was getting crucified, a lot of them didn't put their heads out there.
Right.
A lot of them had to stay in line, and they understood what Yahushua was going through. Even Peter, when he
did not deny the Lord 3 times, does that not make him a man of the Lord?
Yep.
Leave it to Jake from a judgmental perspective. It's just kind of like, Peter would have been a whole ass nigga. Leave it to him.
Right.
It's a time in the season for everybody.
In that particular point, prophesied. So
right. Because the Lord had to humble him down to think that, you think that you just gonna walk with your chest out. No, you could have a weak moment just like the rest of them.
You get Ecclesiastes.
Wasn't in Ecclesiastes where it says
Ecclesiastes.
What
Season. What time to see the city?
Oh, Ecclesiastes 3. Yes.
Ecclesiastes 3. Because it's a time and season to say certain things, and that's why the Lord sets up the apostles and elders first. But those men are the vanguards. Those are the ones that take basically the helm of the backlash. And, so certain jakes don't even got to get hit. That's why you have a shepherd. The shepherd's job is to keep the sheep in line. All right? And see, like a guy like Nick Cannon, he may know he's an Israelite, which that's fine. But it's like, what is he truly attached to? He doesn't, he's still, semi-anonymous, when it comes to, y'all, did he do the interview yet?
With the rabbi?
No. But, the point is everything is due time, man. And really, you know, the prophet is like leave the prophesying up to the prophets. Leave the true events and the truth up to the wolves that's on the highways and byways. This platform speaking the truth. That's right. You got that?
You got it.
This Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. This is a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Right.
A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up.
A time to break down and a time to build up. You going? Like, hey, guess what? In this kingdom, you know, Esau's being broken down. You know, it tells you that in Revelation the 18th chapter. We see the walls of Babylon being plundered right before our eyes. Yeah. You know, the infrastructure was already at an F. You know, and it's getting gradually worse. The upkeep of this place is getting harder and harder. So this place is falling. And simultaneously, the Lord is raising up a specific house, which is the house of David. The ones that came from the ruins and are being raised up in today's days now. Yeah. Today's time now. You going?
It says a time to weep and a time to laugh.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. Which what time we in now? We in a time of really is weeping, but our weeping is being turned unto laughing. Because it tells you, I think in Matthew or in one of the Gospels, Yahushua said that the time now is basically where we're weeping, and the world is rejoicing, but the world will weep, and we are going to rejoice. You know, it also tells you, I think in Psalms, those that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Keep going. So we're in that weeping stage, like it tells you in Ecclesiastes the 7th chapter. But that weeping is being transitioned because it's what the kingdom is being presented right before our eyes. Right?
So it's a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
If I can say that, evidently Nick Cannon doesn't have the discernment to know when to embrace. You know, I had a situation on the way to Canton today, and Jake ran up on me. Hey, well, brother, you know, I'm going over here to such and such corner to go teach the Bible. No, I didn't embrace him in that regard. I embraced him in how the Spirit had it, but he didn't know that. If you said if he had wisdom, he would understand. The Lord don't give a damn about you going on a platform and yelling to 50. You could go on in the Super Bowl and take, you know, flash mob and run and go take the mic and you're all the black Jews. And run off, Lord, that ain't gonna do shit. Everything is done in a little sanctuary, in a season, you know.
So it says a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak.
See, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. There was a time where he should have just kept silent. Like the scripture says, the righteous shall keep silent in that day. Silence has power to it. You remain anonymous. They don't know who you're attached to, especially when you're in that type of corporate business. All right, you're under the white man has you as a celebrity. You're the light of the people. And if you say certain things, like I said before, that's not politically correct, which one term that's coined as such as a racial slur is what is it, being anti-Semitic, saying that the Jews aren't the true Jews. You get in big trouble in this system for that, man. You know, that's really the top racial slur that can, shut your shit down, man. Yeah. It's racial slurs towards those Jews. Where they're the false Jews, and you know what? A lot of them know they're not the true Israelites, man. You know, you have these ill-defended. You know, there was these devils that came to the camp the other week. And it was like, damn, I thought it was only 3 tribes. It's like 12 tribes, man. I mean, you gotta cuss them out, but like, yo. But all of them believe that, those Amalekites, because they basically remixed the Bible and remixed it, their identity with it.
They believe in the Talmud. They don't deal with they for the sake of just trying to steal identity, they deal with the Torah. But outside of their individual daily, how they even break down the laws is off. You know, you can't eat meat with milk. That's not even in the law. You gotta have a separate refrigerator for your all that, your spoons and all kosher, that. Kosher, the Lord ain't never say none of that. That's all Talmud.
Putting their mouth on babies' rods.
Right.
That shit's right. Come on. That's all good. That's why you have a Babylonian Talmud, and I think it's two types of Talmud. Babylonian Talmud, I forgot the other Talmud.
You got the Kabbalah, which is a whole nother.
But it's basically a book of high witchcraft, man. Yeah. But like I was saying, when you're dealing with the devil, especially in the devil's court, which Nick Cannon's playing in the devil's court, you got to play that by the devil's rules. Right. And men of the Lord actually had that knowledge. When Yahweh Shah was took into the courts, he didn't say, I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. He didn't represent himself in that way because he knew he was in a political jurisdiction and he had to play his cards. He basically was pleading the fifth, so to speak. He did. He kept his hands clean. Right. He was like, whatever you convicted me of, it got to be some type of false conspiracy. Because I'm not saying nothing forward. I'm not going forward. I'm not going backwards. I'm just here. You apprehended me. This is what you talking about. Yada yada yada. He didn't, actually represent himself as king of. He said, "Thou sayest thou king of the Jews." He said, "You said that." I ain't never said. That's what you putting on me, man. Right. And one of the main charges that they got Yahweh Shah on was the rising, destroying the temples and raising up on the third day, and people went crazy. They didn't even know they were talking about in the spirit. Right. So it was like, that's conspiracy. You trying to blow up the White House. And the Israelite White House.
And on the carnal level, it happened 30, 40 years later, 67, during the 80.
And the white man took it down.
So y'all killed him about him warning you.
Yeah. Right. And they went in the white man's court and played, they played against the truth. Because that's what Jay's going to do anyway. Someone said, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You don't have to stick your neck out there for certain Jakes, especially when you're in a certain environment, man. All right, you got it? You got that in, what do y'all got, Acts 25?
I'm still on the 2. Okay. This is Sirach 9 and 13, and it says, keep thee far from a man that hath power to kill.
That's right.
So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault. Yeah. Lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
What's that?
Sirach 9 and 13.
It's another one which speaks about it. So basically like the same thing. Can we read it over?
Mm-hmm. Sirach 9 and 13, it says, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill.
And who has power to kill? Esau, man. He was blessed with the sword. All right, and they use that sword through vaccinations. They use that sword through cops actually killing you.
Pen.
They use it through pen. Sentencing you to life plus 99. They sentence you to 10 lifetimes or whatnot. So Esau has that power, man, to basically put you. That's why this is hell, man. And he's the devil. Like you have the concept of hell. Like back in the Greek, they had, it was metaphorically put, but it represented, in today's time, it did represent a lot of things. But the thing is, hell is here. And who's the devil? Who's the red man that's reigning over us with the pitchfork? It's white man. And you had to pick it, the pitchforks that were stabbing Jake, with the coals or whatnot. And even the horns, they put the two horns. The horns represent power. But see, they took these, things in the scriptures and they made a fictitious concept out of it. But the metaphors are there, and it's true. Which that all adds up to Esau, the devil. You got to play the devil's, you got to play Monopoly the right way.
And if thou come unto him, make no fault.
Make no fault. Keep going.
Lest he take away thy life presently.
Yeah, don't say anything that's going to show your lack of compliance.
Right.
Like these certain Jakes, they'll have, put the camera on the white man, and then they'll, abruptly either disrespect him or not be compliant. And a lot of it would be like petty crimes. But it gets amplified, and that's a major thing that's in the United States. It's like a petty crime. That's a big thing. I might drop it in the group text, brother. Check it out a little bit later. But how basically they destroy the system through petty theft, all these different petty crimes. That's really how Jake get caught up in the system, man. Right. Not the big things. Yeah, all the technical joints.
Ride around with a suspended license.
And Jake dies more from those petty crimes than big shit. Because what? They amplify a situation, and it might be a one-on-one cop. They're just stopping to talk to you. Now y'all wrestling. Now he might be choking your ass out, or he might just shoot your ass.
Throwing more charges at you.
Yeah. And we've been seeing those cases go on over and over and over. You know, with the Amber Geiger case, you had Mike Brown. Wasn't he killed by a cop?
Sandra Bland.
Yeah, Sandra Bland.
Kareem Gaines, or whatever you say name.
Kareem Gaines, yeah.
And Esau be getting acquitted, man. So this is the devil's playground, man.
Like it says, remember thou that thou goest in the midst of snares. And that's the scriptures talk about, though the devil, his words are smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. So you got to already know what time it is when you're dealing with the devil. And not just the devil of devils, which is Amalekite, the Jews, man. So you think that you could just take your platform, like we're not going over to North Druid Hills and setting up camp right in front of this is Jewish area. We're going to make a point to show you that we the true Jews. No. You gonna find your ass with police around you and probably gonna beat the hell out of you. Because those people have a specific mark on them compared to Esau, man.
Yeah,
like they're the elite of Esau.
That's like going into Edom Town. You know, like But that's like back in Israel, you would have the prophets that would just go to the land of Edom and start prophesying. Way off. That's like you would have Israelites going in the land of Edom, prophesying in the land of Edom.
You Edom went into slavery.
We ain't got to tell Edom that. The message really is for Jake to stay in line inside of their barracks.
Yes.
You know, that's why the prophets wasn't going to all nations. And the only reason why the prophets started going to different nations
because Israel was scattered off, man.
This is
and damn six ring circuits, man. Fucking 10-ring circuits going on, man.
Where's like Ashton? Like this is some MTV shit. Man. Where's Nick Cannon at? Good. And it says, and that thou walkest upon the battlements
and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. You know, when you in the ancient world, you would have the battlements.
Keep a lookout.
Yeah, where you would have to keep a lookout. But you know, basically, we're in a shit for shit situation. And there is no bribing the white man. You know, like a lot of these jakes that's protesting. What are they trying to get? Race equality. But this place wasn't structured and built on race equality. It can't just transmutate into a positive fucking black and white Wakanda, man. A black and white damn utopia fucking Valhalla, man. Eden. Edomite Israelite Eden.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang. The devil and the,
ebony and ivory.
Yeah, like what the hell is you can't mix cold with hot. But see, Jake wants to, and Jake's gonna. That's why it's the land of confusion.
I got a precept for you guys. The same chapter, Sirach 9:18, and it says, "A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated."
And he that is rash in his talk shall be hated.
Because he could have. There's like we always say amongst ourselves as brothers, you know. And matter of fact, me and the brothers, you know, we spoke about this. There's a way of presenting the truth and not showing your whole hand. You could leave a thought. He could have said something encoded, because the scriptures tell you that the Lord deals with dark parables and hard sayings, wise sayings. So Nick could have, if he was wise or had understanding, he could have said a whole nother way that would have left people with this like, hey, but what did I say? And did I say something wrong? And people would have been like, you know what is right. He could have presented it, but because he's rash, he don't know how to really present this work. He's not a skilled man with this word. He just went off, yeah, you know what, y'all fake. Like a ravaging fucking pit.
But see, you know, Nick Cannon's not a prophet.
That's it.
You know, that's the thing about it. And you know, he's not nobody that's, you know, significant. And like, if you in the truth, you know, he's like fucking Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And now we all come up under, you know, now we got some funds to get the hell up out of here and they can buy some ships. Nah, ain't none of that happening. You know? He's just really an example through the spirit to show when you in a certain area. Because really what happened was,
get Sirach 6:2 real fast. Sirach 6:2.
Before that, I want to hold that. I want to read that first.
All right, this is Sirach 6:2. Extol not thyself and the counsel of thine own heart.
Extol not thyself, which extol goes into what? Rising up highly. Extol not yourself and the counsel, because the counsel and reasoning comes from what? The inner man. Telling you what to do. And somebody told him to do that shit, or he told himself, this is the right call. I'm about to bust this gun. Stop shooting that little shit. He shot that little shit. You know?
He was gassing himself over like, the people gonna fuck with me when I do this.
I'm gonna drop it on. You know? He was like, man, I'm already beefing with him.
Right.
Don't call him a guy.
I can't.
Basically, call him everything but an Edomite.
Jake is conscious and I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Bro.
What you mean?
I was like, another thing that what he said kind of showed too. It showed the true nature of niggas too. Because you remember what he had put in his little tweet or whatever? He's like, everyone coming against me, but my own community too. Well, it's showing you that these niggas ain't shit either. You better wake up to that realization too.
Well, if he was a prophet, he would have known.
Like
we be the main ones telling you our biggest conflict be our own people.
Yeah. You wouldn't even get choked up about that. Now you want to leave the whole planet Earth.
Enjoy it.
Like the white man.
Enjoy it.
Nick Cannon's a pretty rich guy, man. He's still gonna be well off with the. He can work $1 million for the rest of his life. Yeah. But what? He misses the world. You can only choose one. Yeah. Red or blue pill, man. You ain't.
God, remember, you can't serve, baby.
You got that?
Yeah. So like you said, that was it on that.
No, keep going.
It's like, this is Sirach 6:2, and it says, "Extol not thyself in the counsel of thine own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone."
Right. So his image got torn as a bull straying alone, because he put his neck out there. Yeah. He didn't have nobody endorse that shit. See, that's where it makes it a conflict of interest. Who did he have backing him in this Jewish assault? Because he basically threw a pipe bomb. He basically threw a pipe bomb within. But it's like, yo, this white man pays you though. Right. So they poured the rank on your ass, and they canceled you out. They said, "Fuck your nigga show." Basically, all this celebrity, everything. We don't need your money. We done made a killer, man. We done made 10 times the amount. Which thing we made off these 15 seasons. Right. We actually glad you goddamn said that, so we could cancel this shit.
He's probably up for renegotiating. Nah, Esau do.
So now what? He got to go around the world and he got to kiss as much white ass as he possibly can.
You got to wear a yarmulke.
Yeah.
Take that turban off.
You know that's
the yarmulke on, boy.
Yeah. Now they got to what? Son him. They got to beat him into shape. They got to rehabilitate him. And I think I heard they did the same thing to Kanye. They put him in an insane asylum. Yeah. They said he talked about it. He said he was on like 7, 8 They tripled up his drug dosage. Yep. They said you finna go to sleep, nigga. Nigga, that little eye trying to open, that little third eye trying to open. We finna close that thing.
But that's how Esau. Never open again. That's how Esau worked. I was watching this interview last night from everybody know Queen's Flip, whatever, and he was interviewing this kingpin, and he was talking about how in the prison system, he said. There was one guy that came into the federal penitentiary that was a known racist for black people and a known racist for white people, and they were just having a conversation on the yard, not about nothing, just a conversation. Esau shut the whole prison down because he knows that like minds and you have enough of a spirit in you, one person could change the whole fucking world, man. That's the power of it, and Esau knows that. So Esau ain't gonna allow some of y'all to just. Like Kanye. Kanye was speaking hot boy shit.
Yeah, he was saying truth, but
But then he came off that little, when he was on that flowing shit, they brought that flowing shit down. And the Kanye that came back was never the same, man.
Yeah, right. And like I said, a bull straying along.
Yep.
And the scriptures also, the scriptures liken animals a lot for a certain reason. The scripture says, as the beasts of the earth, and they shall tell thee. Animals, really represent spirit. Yeah. And they all are they have certain archetypes.
Attributes that we can
attributes. They attribute to a certain characteristic, like the wolf is known through what? Being carnivorous, tearing and destroying, sometimes disobedience.
Alpha male.
Yeah. It's a dog-eat-dog situation. Some alphas get kicked out the pack. And like I said, the bull straying along, when the smartest thing, I just rephrase that. The stupidest thing for a bull to do is to break the pack. That's what he did, was broke the pack and abruptly said something. Who authorized that shit? Who co-represented what you just said. You know, you said it out of season.
And then you did it with fucking Professor
Like,
Griff.
Yeah,
Like another figure that, again, he was you, Nick, before you came on the scene.
yeah, he was. Yeah.
Of just saying things out of season because he feels like he's going to revolutionize our people according to his own might. And Griff just put the battery in you and you just ran with it. You just felt like I got the right person and I'm gonna just go up on the edge, jump off the edge with this man.
And it's like, you don't see KRS no more. They got the hell out of Dodge.
If you go hard for what you say, and if you say it, you know, that's one thing. But then when you renege, that's another thing too. And that's when he went off. You know, he recanted on his statement. He slapped his hand and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it." He meant to say it. You said it.
Right, bro.
You don't say something and you don't mean to say it. Why say it if you don't mean it? Nigga, you had to apologize like the next day, a couple of days later.
Like
2 days later, now you don't. Like that was a premeditated. That's premeditated hatred, my man. But you love the world, and the love of the world roots out pure hatred. But you gotta have pure hatred in this kingdom, and it's internal hatred. You ain't gotta voice it out. Really, pure hatred is not even saying you hate. You ain't gotta show that you hate.
You gotta hate that motherfucker, man. We hate you.
You ain't gotta do that.
Yeah, the rest of
those are
racism.
Those are really like the low level racists. Those ones you see,
Damn niggers.
KKK, Confederate devils. You know, they making less than you. I mean, if I was a low class devil, I'd probably hate niggas too. You know, keep going.
Done.
But that's the nature of Esau. You know, and you got to know how to play Esau's game.
Verse 3: Thou shalt eat up thy leaves and lose thy fruit, and leave thyself
lose your endorsements.
Yep.
It shall eat up your leaves when the leaves are ate up from a tree.
His money.
Yeah, the greenbacks, man.
Yeah.
The money trees, man. The money trees started. You seen how short they cut it from the root. Yeah. Oh hell no.
Thought about it.
They play with my bank.
Thought about how child support and everything. They probably just say, "Hey, we hit you with all
what do you gotta
scandals."
pay?
But you gotta think.
You gotta pay Mariah.
You know, he may be a B to A-list celebrity. You know, black celebrity is pretty high. You know, he's been in the entertainment industry for a number of years.
20 years.
Over 20 years. His net worth is, if I'm not mistaken, it might be in the hundreds of millions.
About 40 now. Yeah.
So, him being clipped from Esau, you would think that he had so much in his back pocket reserved. Like, you got 10 fucking Wells Fargo's, man. You know?
They can freeze his account.
But scandals come. See, and that's the thing about it. You're still subject unto his kingdom. That's the point about it. And you got to play the cards accordingly. Money doesn't even mean anything here, man. It's just digital numbers that can make you buy fatter cars, get chicks with fatter asses, drive bigger, driving planes and just do it big and spend a lot more. Instead of buying a $500, or I'll say a $50 steak, you can buy a $500 steak. You see these certain rappers with fucking $20,000, $30,000 plates. Yeah, you just wasting money. It's just nothing points, man. Esau has the power. Hold on. Esau has the power, you know, and you got to know how to deal with the devil because he rules over us in this kingdom. You got that.
It says, and leave thyself as a dry tree.
And leave thyself as a dry tree. You know, a dry tree is something that doesn't have enough nourishment to be to stay resourceful, so to speak. Hey, like the fig tree that couldn't produce any fruit. Yahweh Shah cursed it. What the hell is a fig tree that can't produce fruit?
Right.
And he was like, really, what the hell is a man if he can't make money? So he chose men. But he didn't think, really, I got the spirit. When Moses stepped down, when you read in Hebrews 11 chapter, it speaks about Moses stepping down. He didn't give a fuck about the kingdom of the Egyptians. It say he thought of that really as less than. And he was a king of, he was a king of Jeshurun. He was king over a lot of knuckleheads. And he still took that trip, you know, with the bag and a little bit of coinage, you know, and the spirit. And they moved.
He chose the Most High over Egypt.
He chose the Most High over Egypt riches. But you, my man, it's a whole other story. So. Which really, like I said, at the end of the day, it ain't no fucking aggression towards him. Like, whatever. At the end of the day, what you teach, you know. But it's just, the point is an example. Yeah. Let everything be used as an example, because these are the political games that Esau plays. And you got to play politics where politics not. Like if Nick would have checked in, it's not like rap. Right. If Nick would check in, we the ones to tell you that
bro, we're not really. If you understood us, we're not really mad about Esau like that. Like we're not mad with like him calling himself a Jew is just the most. I wake up mad like he's calling himself a Jew and we just mad. No. The ultimate attack is while the time allows you to call yourself that, you got it. You earned it. We went off. The Lord punished us. Right. This is what it was. This is so many ways he could have said it. He said, we went off. The Lord took us down. The Lord cast us out of our land in 70 AD. Y'all came in. Hey, you can call yourself that because it's yours. Just like you in our land. That land ain't Israel. We don't look at that. I don't personally look at the land of Israel. That's the land of Edom.
That's Basra right now.
Exactly. Like, they in our fucking land. I'm just mad. I gotta go over there and kick it. No. We understand the bigger picture, and you clearly don't. That's why we make an example for any of you other celebs, because we know now that you're watching. Right. We know y'all are watching.
Yeah. And that's why you're supposed to just stay a secret disciple. Right. Really. Because this is something that's above your pay grade.
Yes.
A lot of you guys pay grade. You know, do the servitude. The scriptures speak about the Lord has helps. Be a help. And if you could actually financially help out the men that's laboring, start off, of course, with the apostles and elders, for them to function in this time of crisis while preaching the word. Hey, if you had if you had $100 million, if Jordan came into it, which we already know, the scriptures speak about the rich man. We ain't looking for you, Jakes, to come in anyways. Like, what you got $100 million, but you ain't gonna try to fund all this nigga shit. You spend over $1 billion in Vegas. You know, he's a degenerate gambler. Jordan has a chronic gambling problem. He spends millions of dollars on him. You know,
he's just lucky he got the money.
He just got the money to keep throwing it back. But you know, say for instance, he would have come in the truth. You don't think he would contribute, or he should contribute? You know, but a lot of these Jakes, they just want to get the pie and get what comes with it. You know, like how the saying goes, having your cake and eating it too. They want to be Israelites, but they don't want to say they're part of a certain camp. They don't want to actually help, function the body, actually check in or whatnot. They just want to learn on their own personal time and their own platform. The scripture says what? In Zephaniah, you can get that, gather yourselves on nations not desired. Yeah. And you can get that in Sirach.
And that's like, with, as close as certain celebrities are to these NBA players, you don't see Drake trying to get on the court and play ball in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? But not saying that. Well, shoot, Jay-Z, but what did he do? He invested in the Brooklyn Nets instead of making himself go out, because that's not his role. So you were better off, like the brother was saying, you're better off investing in the ones that's teaching you instead of trying to take that upon yourself, because you basically running into a fight with a knife, and the people that got information, that own the media, the ones that we're going back and forth with the truth, you don't have enough firepower. You don't have the understanding. So you best keep it solid.
With the word, dumb means you can't speak. And a lot of men come to the truth dumb, and it takes time before you speak. Yeah. Scripture says, "What? Speak, young man, and there be need of thee."
Right. He's a young man according to the spirit of what he knows.
It says, "If not scarce, hold thy tongue." And the scripture speak about how the tongue, waxes deceit. The tongue has power to it. Yeah. And they basically, like the saying goes, you wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash. That's right. That statement he made, he wasn't willing to stand upon that. He wrote a check that his ass couldn't cash. You got that? That's right.
It's all right. I got something against that too. It's all right. Talking about the resort to the light. Yeah. So this is Ecclesiastes 27 and 9. It says the birds will resort unto their light.
Right. You'll see the Cardinals with the Cardinals. Blue Jays with the Blue Jays. If it's an independent bird, it roams on its lonesome. You have even independent. Big
eagles be alone.
Yeah, like you have even in the cat family, leopards, leopards, tigers. I think tigers are the Bengal tiger of Siberia. When they roam on their lonesome, but it speaks about even like organisms. And why do they roam together in big organisms? Not organisms, but it is an organism, but groups. Why do they roam together? Because it helps the success rate.
Like schools of fish.
I was just thinking that. Schools of fish. Yeah.
Because eating individually as a school of fish, it'll be extremely tough. You know, those fish be, or sometimes
move in unison.
Yeah, dolphins. Like if you see how dolphins hunt, you'll see those fish be zippy, and you have actually like our name will do the water currents, where there's certain currents in the water, and you can't really see it, but it actually occurs that certain animals
swimming.
Yeah, aquatic animals actually swimming. Different,
ocean temperatures.
Show you that movie in Finding Nemo.
Yeah, show you Finding Nemo, and the dolphins when they would come together or whatnot, they were actually like whales do it too when they hunt. I think krill, if I'm not mistaken. There'll be like 3 big whales and they'll circle it.
Yep.
Like they hold it like a quarter, and then I think like 4 of them, and one will dip in, and he'll take the spot, and then he'll switch out. And that shit like they dance, and it'll be big school. But one couldn't do that alone. They have to work in packs, so the success rate. But some animals have a low hunt rate.
Yeah.
Animals will collaborate together. I've seen reading a story about
take down certain things big.
A wolf and a bear basically travel together for a season and just hunt it together. Sometimes, like you said, animals will come together just to get the job done.
Yeah, now you got certain symbiotic relationships,
right?
With certain animals. But then, we're speaking on a wolf taking down a particular animal. Well, I'll say it for lion. A lion. So you got a lion that's hunting a wildebeest. Certain wildebeest is tough to take down. Yeah. But with a lioness, but when you got 3 or 4 lionesses, you got one lioness that's watching. You got 2 lionesses that's closing them in this way. So he's being led to a whole nother line that's over here. Then they all gonna eat. They all gonna benefit. But you just got one lion. And one lion is,
they surround. They literally make a perimeter around you.
Yep. Yeah, they flank you. Yeah. So hey, that's Ecclesiastes the 4th chapter. 2 heads are better than one. And it's a 3-fold cord. It's not easily broken.
And that's what helps, even with men. That's what helps societies of men grow. That's really how societies are created. Multiple individuals coming together and building on top of that. Keep on.
This is Ecclesiastes 27:9. The birds will resort unto their like.
Birds will resort unto their like.
So will truth return unto them that practice in her.
So will truth return unto those that practice in her. So if you practice in the truth is going to practice within you. And it's going to be like practice. See, a lot of jakes hate practice. So what? Practice makes perfect. Like somebody that's a practitioner.
Right.
If you're a practitioner in a certain art, you put a lot into the practicals. The basics.
Yep. The foundation of you got a solid foundation.
Or you call them fundamentalists.
Yep. Big fundamentals, man.
The big fundamentals. Yep. When you look at the in school, what's the grade where you learn the fundamentals or the basics?
Preschool,
kindergarten, first grade.
Well, elementary school, right?
Yep.
Oh, elementary.
When you look up the word elementary, you have the word element.
Yep. Yeah.
Element. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, it should be like the basics. But so now, it said, so will the truth return unto them that practice in her. It says the truth will return to them that practice. See, certain spirits haven't been practicing in the truth going back their past lifetimes up until now. So when it comes to the truth, the only one that's really going to get the truth is the ones that it belongs to.
Yeah, like I was saying, you get the basics, which is the fundamentals in elementary school, and that's what, practice, like I was going back to the basics. And when you look up elementary, it goes into the Latin elementum, which is principle, rudiment. Elementary composed of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. It says it's composed of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water, which that represents, like you'll see certain shows, they'll speak about the certain characteristics, and that's really what makes you whole. And even in this truth, you got to know what to say. Really through the spirit. Even the scriptures are likened unto the water. Certain things are likened unto the fire. certain things are likened unto, we'll say the spirit is like the wind. So you gotta know what to say in due time, because we're composed of those elements through the spirit. The spirit is fire. Breath is wind. Hey, wasn't a man made from earth? You know.
Spirit is fire.
So those elements are within you, like and even if you can replenish those spirits within you. You know what I'm saying? If you are low in certain minerals, you can take like diatomaceous earth, you can take certain things, you know, that actually help remineralize your teeth, and all of it comes from what? The earth.
The scripture say, if a wise said is spoken out of turn, it's kind of foolish.
You gotta have elements down. You gotta have the basic. Going back to the basics.
Yep. So this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
And the spirits of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So you have to leave it up to the prophets to prophesy.
That's right.
And what it says, who can't but prophesy? And if you do prophesy, which says prophecy goes to say something before something spiritual, you don't recant on prophecy. You got to lead it back to what the word does say.
Yeah, because you read Joel 2, it says that the Lord's going to pour out the spirit upon all flesh. So there is going to be instances where you're going to speak certain things in the spirit. But ultimately, there's a body of men that's already out here that have a certain amount of understanding that is inspired by Yahweh being on the side.
That's right. All right, so with that, yeah. So with that, we're going to end up by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Bashem,